understand what happened actually and to be informed. That's something that is really important. Now, I've just read before you arrived about I forgot the term, the people who got injured during the bomb. They suffered a lot of discrimination.
Also, parents, I think it's a good idea for parents to bring their child for history and to remember. So in the future we don't do the same thing again.
So thanks for accepting my interview.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
What's your name?
My name is Elias Farhan.
Where are you from?
I'm from Switzerland.
Oh, Switzerland, nice.
The French-speaking part, so Lausanne, not too far from Geneva, so on Geneva Lake.
You also had speak Japanese.
Yeah, just a try.
Very good.
No, it's just little things like in the restaurant, say oishikatta
Good Japanese.
or mecha oishi.
Very delicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for saying that. And what do you do for a living?
So I'm a video game developer. I have my own company in Lausanne, Team Kwakwa. From time to time, we go to Tokyo Game Show with my colleague Kevin Peckley. He was there this year. I'm also a game development teacher in Geneva. That's a part-time, so I can also live off my video game development company.
That's good. So you're actually teaching and working.
Exactly. So everything I learned from my experience with my company, I can teach that to my students. And also sometimes that things that would not make sense for my company but are still important, I can learn that to teach it, and then I can use it in my company. So it's both beneficial.
It's really convenient and using good time. Effective, right?
Yeah, and I have a Swiss salary, so I can go on holiday to Japan.
That's good. Oh, that's why you can come in Japan.
Exactly. I mean, it's my fixed time in Japan, and so currently the Swiss franc is pretty high compared to the yen. So for me, it's like everything is cheaper now. So I'm really happy. But I know for a lot of people it's not the case, but for me, I'm really happy.
That's true. Yeah. What's the reason that you came in Japan?
So like the actual reason is to go with my mom on the big holiday, one big last holidays that we can do together before I go on my life as well. And also there was a lot of little things I wanted to visit that I saw friends visit. So I came back just to visit some of them. So for example, Magome, we went yesterday we went to Magome in Gifu prefecture, and we hiked to Tsumago. So that's something I really wanted to do because I went last year to Japan. I did a 5 weeks holiday, but I didn't have time to go there. I did a lot of other things, and then there were some friends who came in October, did Magome, and I was like, shit, I wanted to do that, so I have to come back again and do it again. So that's the specific. Otherwise, I just wanted to have a break. End of the year. That was a big year for me. A lot of positive and negative, and it was a nice way to finish the year in a completely different settings. There's no work, no shigoto, just enjoying my holidays.
Just relax.
Exactly.
Remote from your country.
Exactly. So I went to Kusatsu Onsen as well, to Gero Onsen to relax those past days. So really enjoying Japan.
How was the onsen?
Oh yeah, it was good. So in Switzerland we have also those sort of hot springs, but it's not exactly the same. There's like bubbles. There's also like hot water, but the setting of an onsen where it's really calm. There's not a lot of people shouting. It's not too crowded. It's like perfect. So Kusatsu Onsen, we went to the big open air onsen. That was great. There was no shower, but then you do with what you have. And Gero Onsen, I preferred the setting overall of the village in Kusatsu Onsen. Gero Onsen looked like a sort of big mountain city. But then when I went in the onsen was like really great. Open air as well, and that made my day. So the onsen was like several different kind of bath, and that was perfect. So it's the relaxing. In Switzerland, it's more about switching between cold and hot water. Here a bit less. It's more like really hot water, but also the minerals. It's more important here. So that's something that I enjoy as well.
I think you are in Hiroshima right now.
Yeah.
And then right now you are in the Genpak Dome
Mhm.
and piece of a memorial nearby here.
Mhm.
And then what did you feel or in when you see that?
So it's a weird feeling because it's sort of like makes you a bit more serious. I wanted to. I mean, it's my third time here, so it's I don't come to enjoy the place, but I wanted to show to my mother. So I showed the hypo center, which is really in the middle of nowhere if you look at it. And I was telling, I really I'm a big history buff, so I really love telling the stories. I was telling the story of the Japanese marine engineer who witnessed both bombs. Not that lucky. I mean, he was lucky to survive both bombs, but the story is he went on a business trip to Hiroshima when the bomb exploded, and 2-3 days later then he went back home in Nagasaki, where he explained to his colleagues what had happened, and they were like, no, you saw something. It's not possible. And at the same moment they say that the the second bomb exploded in Nagasaki. So it was like pretty terrific. And the thing when you come here, especially when you see the dome, it makes the things it makes it concrete. The explosion. It's not just something that happened. You can see it. The building that still they still stand. I know they sort of reinforced the structure for it not to fall apart over the years, but I mean, for us, it's also important to understand there's like a whole historical context. I'm not going to go in the detail, neither politically or anything, but it's just also you ask the question if it was necessary or not.
Yeah.
And obviously, depending on viewpoint of view, you can have a different opinion. But it's still something tragic that happened, and I really love how they put the origami as well. We went to the garden. I think it was closed, but there was like the school, and they put also a statue of this origami. I think it's an important message as well. I think it's important when witnessing something like this that peace is important. But then there's also this thing where I come from Switzerland. I come from a neutral country. I mean, you can say anything about what's happening, what happened during the Second World War, but mostly we were not throwing bombs at people. But even as a Swiss, I'm still like affected by what happened here.
Because the nuclear is dangerous. That's why you kind of.
Hmm. I mean, nuclear bomb is dangerous. We can have a whole talk about nuclear energy because the thing is that it's a really good alternative that is not polluting that much. But when it goes bad, it goes really bad. That's the. It's like the balance of. Like, I mean, if you have wind energy, well, it can fall and kill some people, but then it doesn't bring that much energy compared to nuclear power plant. But yeah, I mean, it's a debate that we should all have. I'm in Switzerland, we're pretty neutral on a lot of questions. We're like, no, we're going to listen both arguments, and that's how our political system works as well. Switzerland, we take a long time to take decision, but then when you take a decision, everybody is sort of happy. I think history is super important, not just to understand what might happen, but to understand what happened actually and to be informed. That's something that is really important. Now, I've just read before you arrived about I forgot the term, but the people who got injured during the bomb. They suffered a lot of discrimination, but not because people were just bad against them. It's just because most people ignored the effect of radiation. Like, for example, people would not marry someone who got injured because of radiation because they were afraid that the baby could be malformed. But there's no actually proof that it might have happened. So I think it's always important to be less ignorant and always be curious and discover things, even if sometimes it's not nice things and it goes against our opinion. Sometimes it's still important to like be confronted, have our opinion confronted. That's also something that is really important.
You know very well history. the things that you started to want to learn history? Are there any specific?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist. But then I was so bad at Latin that I went with math and physics, and then I became a game developer. So, but it's still like this sort of route where history, when I was a kid, was something really important for me.
That's why you know.
That's why I know. And of course, obviously, when I love a country, I look at the history, and I know a bit of history of Japan. The Sengoku Jidai, for example, the Meiji Restoration. And of course the Second World War. A bit less recent history. I don't know that much how the government system works, for example. I like also how politics work, but I know only the bad story in politics for Japan. So when the politicians have to bow, and that's the stories I know, which is not that informed. I don't have the big picture of politics currently in Japan. But yeah, of course, I love the Studio Ghibli animes, for example. I really love those. When I was a teenager, I watched a lot of manga and animes. A bit less now. I'm more into classical literature now, but I still read also Japanese author, of course. But yeah, history is something that I truly enjoy. You see, every week I see my episode. It's every Saturday. So today there was the last episode with the siege of Budapest. So you're like, whoa, discovering whole new things about the Second World War.
And then last question. So I think right now we still have like a war, like Ukraine, Russia.
Do you have Yemen as well? You have there's probably 5 to 6. I don't have all of them in hand, but yeah, there's a lot of war.
Do you have any opinion or message for that?
I mean, as a Swiss, we always try to ask for ceasefire, for peace as well. But I mean, we don't have that much power as Swiss people. That's something we understand pretty rapidly. Is we can have opinions. We can say those people are the bad guys. Those one are the good ones. I think in the end, when you have war, you have bad guys on both sides. You have innocents on both sides, unfortunately. I don't say that one side is always bad, but one side could be a bit more right than wrong, but it's always a bit gray. And my message is always for ceasefires and peace. Currently now is the Gaza Strip that is completely razed, and the world is witnessing that. And I think some opinion are changing as well, because we see a lot of innocent people getting bombarded as well. Bombarded as well. So what was right one day, the day after was not that right anymore. But I try not to give too much of my opinion. I keep it for myself, and I'm always trying to listen to both sides, even if sometimes it's really hard to listen to one side. But the thing is, I can't do much to change this. I can just try to understand also the historical context behind it, and not just be ignored. Because it's easy to see the news and to be like, yeah, they're the right guys and they're the wrong guys, and I try to have more informed opinions than emotional opinion. Of course, emotion is important. And we should be revolted when innocent people get killed, with or without reason. But I'm not a politician, so I'm not taking decisions, and decisions have costs. And I hope we can have a world where we stop killing each other, and that we just love each one another, and being more tolerant and accepting each other. But it's not always going in this direction. Japan has been in a peaceful state for a long time now, like Switzerland. I've been Switzerland a bit more, but I hope we can have a peaceful world. That would be great.
Thanks for all the answers.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Yay! Hope you enjoy this night.
And my holidays, that's for sure. I will enjoy it.
Great, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
ありがとうございます。
Bye.
What's your name?
My name is Herichi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And then where are you from?
I'm from Tahiti, French Polynesia. It's in the Pacific Islands in the middle of between Asia and America.
That's really nice. Yeah. How's living over there?
It's really hot. The weather is hot, but you get like nice beaches, and also the people over there are really warm. So I think it's a comfortable way of living over there.
It's really nice weather in there.
Yes,
Good to
it's
live there.
like summer every day.
It's hot weather.
Yeah. But there's like a season at the moment. There's like storms, also a lot of rain. So we have two seasons. Whether it's really sunny and it's like summer, or it's really rainy and not good to go. Actually, it's at the moment right now between December and March, I think. So it's the hottest season and also the most humid one. So it's not the
humid.
good. Yeah, it's not the good season to go over there. Yeah.
I see. By the way, what do you do for a living?
I work in tourism. So I work like for a traveling agency over there, and it's been less than a year right now.
Do you like it? Work so far?
Oh yeah, it's really nice because I get to travel a lot too and meet new people, so it's really good.
How do you manage you doing travel and then working?
Oh
I was
well,
wondering. Yeah.
it's really easy. Like you work to get money and then you travel. But if you can travel in your work, it's good as well. But since I cannot do both of them all the time, so I cannot get some time off to travel around. And it's my first time, I would say, coming to Asia, because I've been to South Korea in 2019.
Yep.
And also this beginning of the year, but it was for work.
So just earn the money and then just go for travel.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's the best way to do it, or else it's gonna be kinda hard, I think, because when you travel, even though if you try to travel like low budget, it's even for Japan, I think it's one of the most expensive countries in Asia to come. So yeah, you have to get a budget.
Yeah, that would be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now you're in Hiroshima, and then I think right now, like you're nearby Hiroshima Peaceful Memorial right now. So what do you feel right now?
Because before coming to the memorial and also the atomic dome,
Yeah,
I was at the Hiroshima Castle. So I was like, maybe I should start by something, I would say easy, you know. So I went there, and when I came here, I was kind of surprised because it's not that, well, it's a tragic event.
Yeah.
But it was not really sad, and it's more about we have to memorize. Yeah.
Memorize.
Yeah.
Memory. Yeah.
We have to remember about it, and I think it's a good thing. Also, over there, there's like bell piece.
Yeah, bell piece. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, it's a good idea. So people could commemorate the tragic event and doing something at the same time. And also there's like the fire piece, something like that.
Yeah, fire piece.
Yeah. So I think it's good. And it's not that sad right now, but it's a good thing to remember about it. Yeah. But it's always not funny to come here, to come to like, I don't know, tragic cities and also tragic in history in general.
Yeah.
I've been to Germany in 2017.
Right.
And I also visited like the victims memorial. So it was, at the same time, it's peaceful. I don't know if you see what I mean, but it's a good thing to come. Also, parents, I think it's a good idea for parents to bring their child
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
for
Mhm.
history and to remember.
Mm.
So in the future we don't do the same thing again.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing about war. Like everywhere there's like a war, even at the moment.
Mhm.
So we should learn from this.
Right. Yeah.
That's about history. Yeah.
Mhm. Thanks for that. Yeah. How did you know like these strategy? Did you study in your school or?
Yeah, we actually learned this
About
since middle school.
Middle school? Mm.
So I was probably 12, something like that.
Mhm.
And actually, you know, when we learn at school, it's all about books
Mm.
and we see photos and that's it.
Mm.
But then when you grow up and you kind of get your own money,
Mhm.
and if you have interest in history and places and other countries,
Mm.
it's a good thing to visit what you learn at school,
Mm.
I think. Because actually the atomic bomb dome,
Yeah.
I've seen the photos in the history book
Right.
when I was in middle school.
Mhm.
And right now when I see it in real life, I'm like, wow, okay, I've seen this. And next.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. Mhm.
But yeah, it's a good thing. I learned it in middle school, so it's a long time ago. But at the same time, today with social media,
Mm.
it's really easy to have access to information.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's just one Google search away from
Mhm.
getting history, you know.
Mm. Do you think any idea that we can maybe more bring peaceful things?
I think people should be more self-aware. I don't know about what is happening around them,
Yeah.
and also remember the real history,
Mm.
because I would say where I come from, we've been colonized, you know,
Yeah.
and at some point we had to, the colonizer always get to write the history.
Mm.
That's the thing. But when people get conscious about it like this, they are self-aware,
Mhm.
I think we can get the truth from it. And yeah, in general people should get self-aware,
Mm.
like, and also to focus on what's important
Yep.
in life.
Mhm.
I know it's it's going to get philosophical, but
Right. That's
it's
true.
always about that.
Mm.
So yeah, we should teach our children, but also our parents, our sisters, our brothers,
Mm.
everyone we can get in touch actually,
Mm.
to be self-aware.
Yeah. That's really good things. Yeah.
Mm, mm,
To
mm,
be more have people to aware of that. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
By the way, thanks for all the answer, and then I'm really happy to from your opinion.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy in Japan life.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。質問のご希望や動画の感想をコメント欄でいただけると幸いです。たくさんのコメントお待ちしております。チャンネル登録、応援お願いします。